Hello everyone, welcome back to PLD Disc Golf. I'm Peyton Drake here to bring you guys the very first Greater Peoria Tour stop of the 2025 season, Brave the Midwest. We're at Bradley Park and I have a good friend of mine back in the booth, and he is Mr. Ben Wyckoff. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me back on commentary here. I appreciate it.
Of course, always a pleasure to have you in here, give us a little bit of insight here. We actually have a special feature for you guys today. We're going with the MA3 division. I think this course plays very well for their skill level, starting with hole 10. Want to introduce it?
Starting with hole 10, huh? So we've got 222 feet, pretty much straight ahead. You've got an OB road and a cross on the right-hand side, but most players are looking to just kind of throw a putter straight.
Absolutely. Yeah, and pretty much everyone here's new to the coverage. I would say probably Chris had a showing last year, Cecil maybe once before, but talking with a good friend of mine, Jeremy, will be showcased here as well. Troy, a new name for me, but he's looking like he likes to rely on the forehand for some approach shots, and he just put something out in play.
Yep, leaves it a little bit low.
Yeah.
Played with, like you said, Cecil, Chris, and Jeremy all before, but Troy's a new one for me, so I'm curious to see how his game plays out.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Just straight drive from Cecil, exactly what you're looking for on this hole.
Yeah, my preference is that overstable putter, really just throw it band high, nice and hard, and the ground will let it creep up to the basket. So a lot of backhand plays here. Oh, Chris lets that leak up a little bit, but it's got the stability for the shot.
Yeah, it looks like it could have worked out. I mean, obviously a couple limbs in the way that don't quite let him get away with it, but yeah, not the worst miss you can have. Stayed in bounds.
Yeah, we're already getting off to a course maintenance here, but these tee pads do sink in a little bit, and with the constant pour in of mulch, kind of stacks up. Ooh, great tree save there.
Yeah. Jeremy caught the last one on the right. That'll keep him in bounds.
Yeah,
so
this one
a
right
good
here in
break for him.
frame.
Yep. Got a couple long C2 looks for both Chris and Jeremy, it looks like.
Yep. So the Park District keeps this course looking nice year-round. They just keep on piling mulch around the baskets and also on the tee pads, and it can sometimes get on the tee pad too. So it's best to check your footing before you shoot, and that's just a good approach there from Chris.
Yep. Yeah, definitely I agree. A place where you want to make sure you're kind of checking the tee pad first. Make sure you kind of scrape aside the mulch that has accumulated on it before your shots.
Absolutely. And with a course like this, course sneakily gets into a lot of players' heads, and to just keep everything consistent and to score out here, you want to eliminate all of the uncertain things.
Unfortunate miss from Chris after a pretty decent long C2 bid.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough bogey to swallow early in the round.
But it is early in the round. Very first hole.
It's true. Yeah, I was thinking about it on the way over here. Bradley is it's one of our more kind of must-birdie courses that we have in the area. So it presents a different challenge from a lot of the other courses. You know, we play like Northwood or Megiddo or McNaughton that kind of score a little bit harder. This course, you can really put a lot of pressure on yourself saying, you know, there's probably 15 holes out here that I really want to get the birdie on.
Absolutely.
It presents a different kind of challenge.
A little tap-in bird there, and CTP from Cecil. Going to shout out really quick. You see that nice little dial there on the top of that flag. This is Die to Self. Jim Fowler doing a free disc die to those who get CTP. I think one for every division. So
yeah,
good on him, doing a great job. And I cannot thank Innova enough. Neither can Dalton Sackett, the tour and event TD. Innova essentially comprises a majority of the Players Pack items for all these players. So Innova, great product. And I even have coverage giveaway for this event. I will be giving away one of the Players Packs that we had here for the Brave the Midwest event. Ooh. So look in the description below to see how you can get entered into that. But hole 11 here, the drone took the traditional forehand gap. It's a 205-foot par 3, about 10 feet uphill actually. So you do have like a low ceiling to challenge yourself. This backhand play out to the right, just left of this telephone pole is another play, but looks like Cecil just tried to put a backhand straight up the middle. That's the typical forehand gap.
Yeah, I'm not sure which line he was trying for there. I think you're right that the typical line is kind of a skipping, either very overstable fairway or approach disc. That I think we're going to see Troy take.
The straight at it gap.
The straight at it gap. That's definitely the more difficult line, but well executed by Troy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the real danger in this hole kind of comes with the hillside falling off behind the basket to the OB road. So if you're going to air, you want to air short.
Absolutely. I can't agree with that more. And that's more of what your line looks like coming from Jeremy.
Yeah, that's a great shot from Jeremy.
For sure.
Especially this early in the year when you don't have a lot of leaves on the trees.
Yep.
Kind of the time we're recording this, the branches are hanging a lot lower, and it's a lot harder to get through those branches on a high miss. But it's well executed.
Yeah, just little tree buds here. This nice, believe March day.
Yeah, that's the ideal line that you're looking for from Chris. Comes up just a hair short, but that's the ideal shape that you want to have on this flight.
Yep. And correction, April. So April is when stuff starts to green up for us. We got all the undergrowth coming in and some tree buds and a scary run there from Cecil. That's the risky run.
That's the one where it can definitely, if you're not too careful, you can get up on edge and roll down into the street pretty quickly.
Chris loosening those hips.
Oh yeah, got to stay loose out here. See if he can make a nice C2 putt.
In the grand scheme of things, none of these greens are really populated with trees. Yeah, once again,
that'll be close. We'll have to wait and see if that stayed in bounds or not.
I believe it did. And a great bid there from Jeremy, a little bit further than I would have expected.
Yeah, I thought he was a little closer as well, but again, his bid stays in bounds, so he'll take that.
Yeah.
Troy closest to the group after the drives, and another one that's definitely flirting with the OB. It looks like, I think we see all our players here in bounds, but you can see how close they came to the OB line, and
yes,
yeah, it presents a little bit of danger and makes you think twice about fully running your C2 putt.
Yeah, and not only that, but even when you get into circle one and you have that what you call a death putt looking at it, you've got to convince yourself, I am hitting metal on this.
Yeah.
So you've got to convince yourself, do all the normal things, let the wrist pop, let it actually articulate, and let the disc fly. Sometimes I'm prone to it too, just kind of hold things back and then I miss left. And
I'm definitely in that boat of, once I start thinking, kind of the worst thing can happen.
Once my brain actually starts rolling.
Yeah, exactly. We saw a very nice, confident putt from Cecil. Unfortunately, Troy leaves his a little bit short, so he'll be tapping in for bogey.
That's good.
Nice par putt from Jeremy as well.
Chris.
Let's see Chris for his par.
He's seen it happen twice and seen the miss happen once. Which one does he take?
Confident look, just, pulls it a little bit to the right.
Yep, and these bogey tap-ins here.
Yeah, like we were saying, a lot of short holes out here, not really a course where you want to, if you're going to take any bogeys, you don't want to take many.
Absolutely. Another huge sponsor. This is actually the powering sponsor for the entire tour, Power Grip. So thanks to Zach Parcell in Bloomington for Power Grip USA. They actually help facilitate getting all the players packs from Innova. So they've also added some great stuff here, CTP's other prizes for events and tour. So thanks, Zach, and all that you do. We'll get to what I consider actually probably one of the weirdest and toughest par threes here. It's not really a high scorer. It just is very hard to birdie.
Yeah.
It dog legs probably 60 feet to the left, maybe more.
I'd say even more.
Yeah. It plays like a 350-foot spike hyzer to get anywhere close.
I think it can't even play as a spike hyzer. It needs to really be a pushing hyzer that gets a skip at the end. If you play just for a spike hyzer, you're going to leave yourself 40 feet left of the basket still. I would be... Maybe Cecil will prove me wrong here, but I would guess that that's still going to be
40 feet.
40 feet, edge of circle at best.
Yeah.
It really needs to be a hyzer that's pushing forward and flipping up for the beginning of its flight, and not fighting back super hard and getting a big skip at the end.
I think it's even tougher for the lefty line. And
Yes.
So for righties, I think we're poised best with the backhand. But yeah, as
Yeah.
you said, a flip-a-pizer, that forehand lefty is...
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't have the juice on the forehand. I end up trying to throw a roller or something weird.
Actually,
on the hole,
sneakily enough, I think the roller might be another option, but you really have to push the back side of this fairway and the rough to get there.
It's not a fun lefty hole, to say the least.
These are just some safe shots.
Yeah, I like the shape that Jeremy and Troy both had on theirs. Neither of them kind of pushed the corner tight enough to have a close look, but that's more of a flipping up shape that you're looking for, I think.
Yeah, I think these players in the MA3 level just want to make sure they don't hit early, when Chris was definitely tickling some of the early stuff. But
yeah, but that's going to push forward enough they'll have, a short look, but, well, he gets caught up.
Yeah.
Going down towards the creek.
In the grand scheme of things here, knowing that the birdie is incredibly hard to attain, most of these guys can just throw a dead straight shot, 250 feet, 80-foot upshot, and get an easy par.
No, par is completely...
They're not losing strokes on anybody.
Par is completely fine on this hole. Really in any division, but especially in MA3.
Yep.
Let's see, Chris definitely pinched on the left side here. Gonna have a tricky upshot.
Oh, and he pushes it out.
Yeah, he was a little shorter than I thought, too. That's a really good shot from back there. He's
about 20 feet.
Yeah, well inside circle one. That's very well executed.
Right there, yep. Got a little forehand approach here with, it looks like a slammer.
I believe that is a slammer. Oh, get off that tree. Oh, man.
The one tree to miss.
The one tree in the way.
Yeah.
I think you're right that it looks like Troy is, confident in his forehand. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work out for him there, but look forward to seeing some more forehand shots come from him the rest of the round. And a smart play from Jeremy, just laying it up. Maybe wants to get it a little bit closer, but he should be able to make that putt.
Ooh, cool. I call it MJ shot. Michael Johansson anti-flex putt.
There you go.
Yeah, this is not where you want to be for your par putt.
No. Yeah, it's a shame with a very nice drive. Man, it gives it a good run, but
it
looks like that sat down. We do have the creek kind of bending around this little peninsula on the left and long of the basket, so I don't think it plays as OB usually. But in any case, it's not fun to be in there.
Absolutely, and actually, that's a good rule for this entire course. The rules that we've had here is just surrounded by water is OB.
Oh, it is OB. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which the creek, there's very minimal water here.
There's some days where it's raging, and some days where you can walk across in bare feet and not get your feet wet.
Early in the season and not a big snow and no thawing happening, the creek is relatively low. So here in a couple months with all the spring rain, it definitely will be filling up and posing more of a hazard. But yeah, just actually a great putt there from Chris with a nice par there.
Yep. Yeah, good par saves from both Chris and Jeremy.
Yeah, Chris being early. For
yeah,
sure.
Really good par save.
Just regular old pars for Cecil and Jeremy. And we're going to move on to another birdieable hole. But before that, we're going to stop at OTB. I have to shout out my own sponsor. OTB is really only the best. They are probably the premier online retailer for all disc golf merch and products. So go check them out online. I can't thank them enough. I'll even be showing you guys how to get some merch from them here in a future video. But hole 13... a 325-foot par 3, just throw something that you can dead straight, marginally uphill, but I mean, if you're throwing one of those, neutral fairway drivers either direction, you're going to get here pretty close. Yeah,
I think it plays slightly nicer for a righty forehand, where you can kind of flex it and fade back into the hillside, where the backhand you have to be a little bit touchier with kind of the right to left slope under the pin.
Yeah.
But either shot shape definitely can work if you execute it well. Cecil gets a little lucky through the kind of first bushes.
It looks like he's putting the backhands on the forehand lines, and he's also driving it a little low. So just could be a flavor of the day, a little mistiming there for him. But.
Yeah, and potential camera jitters too. You don't get on film too much around here, and
I'm here to change that.
There you go.
And what looked like maybe a turnover attempt didn't really quite get the turnover.
Turnover, or just something that came out a little early and a little more hyzer than he was looking for.
It's all right. Those will be relatively easy pitch ups. The green here, to your point, if you do end up a little bit left on the righty backhand, you do also have a safe backdrop, so you can run a pretty hard circle two bid too.
That is true.
You throwing the lefty backhand here?
Yeah, I'm just throwing a straight fairway, like you said. Just either a hair of flex or a hair of flip up, and just kind of straight at it.
3 shots early left. We got a forehand here.
Here's the forehand coming out from
Is
Troy.
this
Let's
the magic
see.
to the hole? Let's see. Troy, show us the way.
Ooh, big flex. That's going to have to come out.
It
and
does.
That's
Dang.
nice and overstable.
Yeah.
There you go. That's our CTP for the hole.
A little shy, but...
Yeah, a little short, but right around the edge of C1, I think.
Yeah.
Should be pretty standard approaches from the rest of our group.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Good shot from Cecil.
Got Jeremy up next. This little tree here could pose a obstacle for his putt. Ooh,
Oh,
right inside.
He does bring it into play.
It's all right.
But, yeah, well executed in the end. And Chris has an open look at it from probably 70 feet out.
Can it?
Oh, that's a good bid.
That was very lofty bid. That was very nice.
Very nice run from Chris. And yeah, it looks like Troy's well inside C1 here for a birdie look. Yeah,
There
that's
it
well
is.
done. That's a little more of an extreme kind of flex line than I was expecting, but
For
definitely
sure.
works out.
Yeah. That's all by design. Troy will lean on that for round 2, I'm sure. Conditions here, actually, for the event are incredible. So we're in the mid-60s here. This is the second week of April. And humidity's down. It's just, and wind's down too. So
Yeah.
just prime time for disc golf. And speaking of disc golf, Underdog is probably one of the best partners of disc golf in the Peoria and Springfield area. So if you guys are in either of those neighborhoods, go check out Underdog. They have used equipment for all sports and some great new selections for disc golf too. So hit them up when you're passing through. And we go to hole 14. Why don't you catch
Yep,
us?
hole 14, we've got 276 feet, par 3. We've got kind of dry, deadpan ground all the way up to the basket, so you can definitely leave something a little bit short and slide it up. Main danger is the fall off on the left and the creek down there, so you definitely would like to err on the right if you're gonna have a miss. One big tree kind of in the fairway on the right side that you kind of have to make a choice, either going around or straight up the gut past it.
Yeah.
Looks like Troy's taking the right line and trying to get a little skip back. That should have been pretty good, right around the edge of circle, I think.
Yep. And there are, actually it's fun, if you go look through the channel's course flyovers, you'll see there's actually 2 positions for every single one of these holes. And sometimes, depending on the event coming through or just where the park decides to put them in, you'll see them in 2 different positions. So the B position here is straight through that large tree on the middle right side of the fairway.
Oh, no.
And whoa!
That is a really good reaction for Cecil.
Very good. So yeah, sometimes you'll hear us call, oh, you parked the other pin or whatever. So
It'd be hard to do on this one.
Yeah,
you've
for
got
sure.
You've got about 80 feet farther that you have to go for the B pin. But
Yes.
yeah, definitely a good point and a good kind of course feature that we have
Yup.
here.
yeah,
That's the shot.
That's
And
a
that
very
is what
nice
you're
drive
looking
for
for.
me. Yeah, just a nice flip up straight, and yeah, that should be right by the basket.
yeah. And you highlighted too the deadpan here, so doesn't pose much of a design characteristic here on we're on the back 9. Once again, this is the front 9 for these guys, but once we go to the front 9, the deadpan is a lot more prevalent and
Yeah.
plays a lot more risk to the players on the front 9 holes. So
Yeah, definitely. There's a couple holes coming up that the deadpan will lead you down towards the OB in certain cases that brings in more risk. This is almost more to the player's benefit, where you can leave something a little bit short, not have to bring
Play the
something high and have it
250-foot
fade
shot,
towards the tree. Yeah, fade towards the creek and slide up towards the basket.
for sure. So we got Troy here with a look. Oh, perfect height,
Yeah,
little
good
right.
bid.
Yeah. So it looks like our last birdie op is here with Jeremy.
No, I think Chris is close as well. I think that's Chris's drive just to the right.
You might be right. But we got a fresh look here at
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy. And man, he puts that in.
Nice putt, Jeremy.
Heck yeah. I do admit, hopefully we get more chances to see Jeremy on coverage. He always dresses nice.
Oh, yeah.
I'll call him the Jeremy Coling of the Peoria area. He's always looking fresh with a nice button-up or a nice performance shirt with great graphics. So
100%.
Yeah. He always brightens my day when I'm on the course, which I just so happen to be on the course today playing in the event too, but an MA1.
Nice putt from Cecil.
Heck
Good par
yeah.
save. Yeah, and I mean, he's the guy on the card that I've had the most, experience playing with, and always just, a great guy to play with. Outside of the dressing as well, but
That's
just,
true.
Good to talk to, good to hang out with. So always love having him on the card.
Yeah. So as Troy cleans up here, once again, I'm going to reiterate, if you guys are interested in winning a player's pack from this event, go down to the description below, see how you can get entered into that. And also, while you're down there, comment below, who's that one guy, one of two things, who's that one guy who's always freshly dressed, or who's always just a kick to play with? Comment down below, tag them, let them know that you're shouting them out. And I'm shouting out Rent-A-Center as well. So this is specifically Rent-A-Center in Pekin. If you guys have any storage needs whatsoever when you're down in the area, check them out to appreciate any partner of the tour or events. So we're moving on to hole 15, a 250-foot par 3. The gap forces a shot that moves left to right, but there's a ton of open space. Pick whatever shot you want. There are some days I like the backhand turnover with the putter, flippy mid-range, or the forehand with an overstable fairway works really nicely as well.
Yeah, I think the typical line that you think of when you see this shot is the forehand. I think it sneakily plays very nice for that backhand turnover. The forehand gets a little bit pinched as you're kind of approaching this first tree straight, and it kind of makes you pull it a little wide typically. But if you have that kind of forehand, it's it should be pretty straightforward.
You can throw the shot as if the tree about 20 feet from the basket doesn't even really exist on the left-hand side.
I mean the first tree off the tee pad.
Oh, the very first one?
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, because usually if you're coming up with your forehand, you're coming off the right side of the tee pad. You can see Troy here lining up way on the left-hand side to kind of open up that gap a little bit.
So really, you just aim kind of at the crook of the
he's actually
the
going
tree on
for
the
the
left side.
flex
Yeah,
Skip in there.
Very nice. Oh, wow.
That did skip chain high for sure. Yeah, okay, Troy's just throwing the shots we're not expecting. So
that's definitely more of a as a lefty, that's a scary shot.
Yeah.
But when you can stare down the gap, it plays a little bit nicer.
Absolutely.
Cecil also going for the turnover.
Yeah, it looks like he's leaking things just a little early and low. But in all, that's still a runnable putt there. He's going to be...
Oh, yeah, he'll be edge of circle, if not a little closer than that.
Yeah. All right, can Jeremy close out like he did last hole? Oh!
Good bid. Just a little bit low, but nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong at all. Except for the fact it doesn't go in.
Well,
That's the only thing wrong with it.
something a little bit wrong with it, I guess. It's not
Slight
perfect.
Getting those hips loose. Make a putt.
Uh-oh. People talking and laughing on 16. Usually a backup hole, so, sometimes you can get a little bit of idle chatter going on over there. Hopefully that doesn't razz Chris too bad.
Nah, he's got to reset. He's good. And he shows
That's
it.
a very nice putt.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Oh yeah, and Cecil got to a pretty good spot here.
Actually, yeah, he's in the tree's not in line with him, so he's got a clean look from about 25 feet. This will be a confidence booster for sure. Nails it.
Very nice.
Man, aside from Jeremy's being a few inches low, that was potentially a start
for him here.
Heck yeah.
It's close.
Yeah, with a really nice park job there from Troy, throwing the unconventional, straight at it, hyperflex line.
Maybe that's his play. We've seen him try that, forehand kind of extreme flex a couple different times. So very nice. This actually played as our easiest hole in the round, averaging 0.39 strokes under par. So
well, we have these guys to thank for that, for sure.
There you go. 3/4 of our card getting it.
Heck yeah. And just a little tap out here for Jeremy. Yep, and you see that die to self CTP flag again. Jim doing the good work out here.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of sponsors, I'd love to shout out our next sponsor here for you guys. We've got Game On. So these guys are fantastic. They've got a mobile venue for arcade games, VR games, stuff like that. You guys can check them out for any good event that you guys are putting on. Weddings, just game nights for friends. Go check them out online. They're a cool crowd. And we're going to move to hole 16, probably a copy and paste from hole 12.
Yeah, copy and paste, except for you add about 100 feet. I would say that this is probably the hardest birdie to get on the course, especially in the long position with the basket. 404 feet, extreme left-moving shot. Right-handed players are looking to either play kind of a pushing hyzer with a ton of skip, or something that skips off the road potentially. This takes kind of an insane shot or a really long putt to get the birdie. I think everyone would be happy with par.
Honestly, you throw the shot that Chris just threw, let it go right at that tree through the gap and break off of it, pretty overstable. You're going to give yourself an 80-foot upshot and easy par.
Yep.
To your point, yeah, it's going to be really tough to get the bird. That's the typical kind of shot that has the opportunity to skip off the road if it's deep enough, but it looks like Troy was a little shy.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just the safe play, I think. Not trying to go for anything too crazy, just put it in play, get up and down for your par.
Yeah, clip early, you're landing here in the creek bed, and then there's almost no opportunity for you to get close to the basket.
And I mean, you can definitely, if you let it out early, hit the trees on the left, or get down into the creek, you can potentially take a pretty big number here, so...
Yeah,
I think all our players kind of just not wanting to bring any big numbers into play.
for sure. Yeah, nice hyzer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good shot for Jeremy. He gets in front of the late tree, so that'll should just stay on the fairway pretty nice.
Yeah, all pretty good shots, and anywhere from like 80 to 100 feet from the pin here. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris giving it a little bit. I'd expect the rest of our players to maybe give us a little potential for fireworks here. Ooh,
Boom.
that's two straight holes that Troy's flashing chains for us.
Absolutely. Jeremy. Oh, that looks like a breeze picked that one up a little bit. Oh, that's where you don't want to go. Sometimes those bushes get in your way. We'll see what Jeremy has to play with here.
Yeah, it looks like he should have a decently clear look, just maybe some tricky footing.
Yeah.
So he still got up here pretty far. He's got about 60, 70 feet left for his birdie look.
Yeah, some of the closest birdie attempts actually get close to that small sapling to the right of the basket, around 40 feet. So, yeah, this one's very hard to park it. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, he did have a lot of that foliage or small shrubbery in his way. Like
and it was one of those, he finds a little window, and he's like, if I hit this window with that power, it's going in. And I cannot believe it just crept low.
Yeah, it's brutal.
We got a couple pars here, and Jeremy's easy bogey tap in.
Yeah. No birdies on the round for this hole.
Really?
Not too surprising, to be honest. This is, like I said, a very, very difficult to get.
Yeah, and it's either pars or bogeys from everyone. There's nothing in between.
Yep.
All right. I'd say it's a pretty clean hole for the division then. Yeah, like you had pointed out, if you clipped early, a 5 is very possible.
Oh, yeah.
Getting a double. So it looks like pretty much all of our players got through the gap clean. Well done, MA3, guys.
There you go.
All right. And our next sponsor here is Treasures of the Forest, doing just some really unique stuff. A group of guys that likes to hike through the woods, find some really unique pieces of nature, and then epoxy pour them into minis. So they actually had some prizes here for the event and the tour. So big thanks to them for helping us out. And hole 17.
Yeah, we've got 330 feet, kind of weaving in between the trees. You've got a couple different lines you can take. There's a pushing hyzer for the righty backhand, or a flip up hyzer for the lefty or righty forehand. This is actually showing the long basket. I'm not sure if we're in long or short for this. Saying 330, so I think that would put us in short.
We are in the longs, actually.
Oh, we are in the long, so it plays a lot closer to 400 feet.
Yeah, I think last time I was out here, I ranged it at about 380 feet.
Wow, why is everything going
There you
up?
go.
It's a little high. Did that flex off of that tree? It looks like it just clipped and dropped.
Yeah, it sounds like we do have some wind picking up, so that'll definitely be a factor for the rest of the round here.
Yeah, that's usually what happens here is the creek is a wind tunnel, so the airs either go one direction through it or it's reversed here. So this most common wind is actually a headwind on this hole, which makes the distance pose even more of a challenge when you have that headwind. Overturned shot there for Troy.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell. I was going to give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe say he was trying to roll it, but I think you're probably right that it was just a little overturned for the kind of the backhand flex shot that he was going for.
I mean, if you've got it, the roller backhand definitely could pose as a play.
Yeah, it's a little scary with OB on both sides.
Yes, the road and the parking area definitely are like the most common areas for someone just really pulling it right, trying to get the distance.
Yeah.
Or you don't
take a
commit to
kick.
the snap. Yeah, kick,
Yeah.
go to the left.
Yeah, and especially down on the left, if you find that OB or find, somewhere near the creek bed, it is not an easy shot to get back up necessarily.
And once again, a little overturn, but that should cut roll back into the fairway. Yep. Oh no, sit down. Oh, I have rolling backwards.
It's coming backwards at us a little bit. Not exactly what you're looking for.
Nope.
Yeah, just a little overcommitted there from Jeremy, it looks like. Yeah, this is in longs. This is, a tough position here.
Yeah, and Jeremy
That's
wanted to
gotta
pull
sit
that
down
to the right of the tree that he threw inside.
Yeah, hopefully that's sat short of the creek. It's definitely, you have a little slide sloping down, so it gets dangerous pretty quick going down there.
Yep.
Troy trying for that flexy forehand again.
He threw something more neutral.
That is a nice shot. Again, trying to ring something up for us. Very nice approach.
Just getting his approach shots, if that's all that I clipped in, I would not imagine he'd be at even here at the near end of the front nine.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Get something and kick left.
Cecil begging for a tree kick. Not quite going to get it. It's easy to kind of make that miss, not wanting to overturn your forehand kind of down towards the creek. So
Right.
it happens. He's leaving himself a putt at least.
Yep.
Looks like Jeremy stayed safe, but like I said, it's not easy getting out from down here. You've got a lot of small trees you got to dodge on your way towards the basket.
Tiny softwood saplings, and yeah, that's a good pitch out there.
Yeah,
Have
I
some
like
trust and confidence in your putt to clean it up.
Definitely. Let's see, Cecil trying to make good on his, little fluffed approach from probably 40 feet or so here.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
a nice putt.
Good putt.
Very well done.
Yeah, you're going to need a putt looking like that on the front nine, for sure.
Death putt.
Yeah,
too.
and
Saw it starting to go left.
nice and high, not hitting the chains too hard.
Good pace, good control.
I think it's you. Yeah.
Yeah, usually Bradley here plays pretty smoothly. I left a lot of these videos unclipped for you guys just to give you the immersion, let you guys feel what it's like in the MA3 division. Oh,
And to make your job a little easier.
yeah, oh yeah,
Get it
heck of a lot
inside.
easier. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate miss from Troy with after the nice approach. See if Jeremy can make do for his. This would be for bogey, I believe. Or is that for par?
That is for bogey.
That is not exactly what you're looking for here.
Nope.
Kind of want to take bogey as a worst case if you hit an early tree or something like that, but doubles happen too sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, as you said before, a lot of these times, if you can't cut the hole in half, or you make a mistake where you're less than halfway to the basket, in these divisions, odds are you're probably taking something higher than par.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, unfortunate bogey for Troy as well after a good approach. But
yeah, really, in the grand scheme of things, as far as scores, as we get into the final hole, Cecil being the one shining out the card, but I would expect this division to be shooting anywhere northwards of 5. Northwards of 5 for sure. Died itself once again. Already called out Jim Fowler a couple of times here, but he's got some awesome disc dies of new plastic, used plastic as well. So he's always got some great stuff. Check him out at one of our events, and you can even check out his material online. And this is the final hole of the back 9.
Yep, hole 18, 241 feet. You've got one kind of V tree in the middle of the fairway that you're looking to avoid. Most players are going to be taking a wide hyzer that's going to skip back in towards the basket on the right-hand side. There's some potential for a straight at it line with the forehand, or maybe that flexi forehand from Troy, but I'd really expect all our players to just take the wide line.
Yeah, wide line is the biggest gap. Sometimes it's harder to work the disc back to the basket, although it looks like Chris has no issue there.
Yeah, it leaves it a little short. That's the one. If you don't get it far enough, you can get behind that kind of, I don't even know what to call it.
Yeah.
A couple tree, big tangle tree, and you can have some tricky looks from back there.
It makes for a photogenic putt for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
It's good B-roll content.
There you go.
A nice slow pull, but inside.
Yeah, it catches the middle tree.
Yeah. On that kind of line, you really want to hang it towards one of the two dark trees to the right of this. I think it's a sycamore tree, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'd have to ask my dad.
Yeah, is
I'll send him
the
the coverage
arborist?
and- yeah. He'll have to tell me what the tree is. Troy's going for that same flex forehand.
He didn't trust it with enough height.
Yeah, I think we've also got the headwind coming through. You can see the feather banners
Yeah.
moving towards us a good amount here. Yeah, hopefully that stayed in bounds. We do have the creek up on the left again. It looked like it was going to be short enough. And Jeremy also going for that. Hyzer doesn't quite push it wide enough and catches the middle tree as well. And this is kind of a tricky upshot. Jeremy not much of one for forehands usually,
He's got the scramble.
but that's
you know.
well thrown.
There it is. For sure.
And Cecil looking at the same thing, not quite having to stretch out as far, so should be a little bit more routine here.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Nice shot from Cecil.
You're so good.
Oh, wow, and Troy actually got far enough left that he's past the big tangle tree, and he's got an open look from probably about 60 feet.
Ooh, he used every bit of airspace that he had.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that. So yeah, this, you see now the perspective. This tree and the branch that he was putting under is like 15 feet short, so you really have to have more of a zippy line or use that anhyzer to get around it. And like I said here, Chris, working the angles.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
He had a line, just couldn't quite connect.
Yeah, like I said, not a lot of trees forcing the straddle out here at this course, but when it happens, because this is a birdie or die sort of course, you want to be capitalizing on it.
Yeah, definitely, especially on putts inside the circle.
Mm-hmm.
Good cleanup from Jeremy there. Not doing any damage. Troy looking to do the same. Here we go.
Nice. All right. As we clean up here on the green, I want to thank you guys again for coming to the channel, checking it out. Like I said, this is the very first tour stop for the 2025 Greater Peoria Tour. I know I had my coverages released kind of out of order, but I think it's fitting. Appreciate you guys coming and checking things out. Ben, any thoughts as we move into the back 9 here?
Yeah, looks like a pretty good battle we've got going on here in MA3. Nice to see a kind of different division represented on the coverage. And yeah, see you all in the back 9.
Absolutely. Yep, we'll have these guys here moving on to what I would consider probably even a little bit more challenging half of the course. So,
Yep.
Thank you guys. We'll catch you in a minute.